Good morning. I would like now to comment on some of the mistakes that students made during the oral presentation on Charles Dickens's A Tale of Two Cities last Friday. Now, it was not a bad oral presentation in terms of its contents. The students had been working seriously. I have no objection to that at all. Of course, part of my job, as I said last Friday during class, part of my job is to be unpleasant as regards your English and to help you improve your English. So part of my job is, of course, to talk about what didn't go right and, in that case, about grammatical mistakes I heard, but also problems in pronouncing words or individual sounds. Okay, so the first part is about grammar and grammar mistakes I heard. Some of the major mistakes I heard last Friday, or I hear repeatedly every week, have to do with singular and plural forms. Now, English is not a complicated language. English is a language that has very few grammar rules that you need to bear in mind. So please be careful and be cautious. For instance, every character has a secret. Every character is a singular, so the verb should be in the singular. Every character has a secret. The reader understands. Religious concepts. Too many events. It's not too much events, it's too many events. Too much drink, too many glasses. Okay? Please remember that. In some cases, S's are added where there should be none. Darnay and Carton physically looks alike. No, Darnay and Carton are two men, so it's a plural subject, hence they look physically alike. People is a specific case. You should know that people is in a way the plural for persons. So if you are talking about people in general, then there is no S. There are people. People only takes an S when it means peuple. So if people means des gens, then there is no S. If you want to talk about différents peuples ont pris cette décision, then you can say, and you must say, different peoples have taken that decision. Now, the moment when you need to use people in the sense of peuple is very seldom, in fact, so that most of the time it's people without an S. I also heard something which was she shot her, so I mean it's either the present and then it's she shoots her, or it's the past and then it's she shot, and of course there is no S anymore. This is to remind you that irregular verbs, sorry, you see I made the mistake but I've corrected myself. Irregular verbs should be known by heart, and you have no right to make a mistake on irregular verbs. So it's shoot, shot, shot. Now, I'm coming to mistakes in individual sounds. So some of the very common words that were not pronounced correctly last Friday, the, they, their. Okay, so this sound still needs to be mastered by some of you. What other sounds did we have? Young, okay, so old and young. Devoted, Christ, it's not Christ, it's Christ. Christ, Christian, Christianism. Knowledge, novel. Find, clownish, so it's the same sound as young, clownish. Uncle, some problems as well, as usual, should I say, with the H's, as in humor, or in, where was it? I had another example of that. There was another H that help, okay, so humor, help. Other words where there were mistakes: agree, think, peasants, it's peasants, not peasants, it's peasants. Lucy, cities, found. Also, this is a word you are using all the time, so you need to pronounce it correctly. It's not also, it's also. Also, social, guillotine. Now that's a difficult word because of course it's borrowed from the French, but in borrowing it from the French, the English have changed its pronunciation because English people don't very often use the y sound, so they pronounce what we pronounce guillotine as guillotine. So you need to be aware of that. Treason, country, poor, uprising, evil, it's not evil, it's evil, should, greedy, identify, thread, so again as with the or think, the and the th sounds need to be worked on very accurately and deeply. And finally, French. Okay, so don't get English, French, American wrong. These are very common words indeed. Concerning words that were not stressed properly, here are a few. Ambition, complex, caricature, released, concerned, trustworthy, arrested, unfortunately, satire, England, transition, realism, information, testimony, demonstrate, social, Oliver Twist, wedding, letters, guillotine again, cities again, surprised, agree, attic, century, factory, London, forget, forgotten, improve, novel, understand, mysteries, decide, defend, decided, defended, money, emphasis, multiply, resolve, bailey, accused, carriage, character, message, nephew, uncle, 16, 16th, revolution, revolutionary. Here we go for today. I've tried to keep it as short as possible, but as you can see, as you could hear last Friday, there are quite a lot of words that still need to be worked on. So there you are. Play this video again. Try to stop whenever you need to listen again to some of the explanations I've given. And have a nice day.